What is going on, everyone? We're back out here at the Perez Hale. If you don't know, Hale is home in Hawaiian, so welcome to my home. Today we'll be going over a long-term and final build review of my DIY camp kitchen. That is right here behind me. I am super excited and super stoked to show you guys. So let's get into it. This has been a most amazing, most fun project that I've built so far. So like I said, let's get into it. Let's check it out. All right, guys, so check it out. This is my final rendition. I'm like 99.9% complete on my camp kitchen, DIY camp kitchen. I was happy to get a few sponsors, which we'll be going over through the video for the build, and let's get into it. So I started off with an Ironman 4x4 maxi case. I've seen another one of these for sale online by a company, and I just did not have that kind of money to spend on a brand new camp kitchen, all brand new cooking gear. I had majority of the gear, so that's why I decided to build myself this camp kitchen. Honestly, I learned through this process you can use any sort of case like this. You can use the Rome cases, you can use probably the Pelican cases, any case really. It's just sitting down, looking at it, and using your imagination on how to set it up. But with this one, I had majority of the gear already that could go into this. It was just a matter of buying and figuring out what would fit in this case to build this one. So let's open it up and check it out. Alright, so first thing you see when I open this up is obviously the setup on the back here. As you can see, I have a Molle panel mounted in the back here. This is from Grayman Tactical. It was, they were nice enough to send it out to me for this build. They were one of the sponsors. It is a rigid style Molle panel, and instead of the opposed to the cloth style. And I put some spacers back here, put some riv nuts in there, and that way it's spaced away from the back wall, and that way I can put on different pouches and stuff like that to get this kitchen organized. Over here we have a pan and a lid from my GSI set. I attached it to the back wall using a Gear Aid Velcro strap. The reason I did that is because the pan and the lid would not fit underneath, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. It was too tall. So on to the next thing, we have my camp kitchen light from Kick-Ass Off-Road. This thing's amazing. It can be dubbed as a flashlight, the light bar, and then it has 3 different brightnesses, and then it has the amber, which I really like because at night, during the summer or the spring, even the fall, you have bugs. So this will help deter bugs. And then it has their very interesting red, blue, and what they call party mode, which I'll probably never use, especially here in the States. This is an Australian company, and it is what it is. So that right there is the light. It's nice. It can be utilized pretty much anywhere. It's also doubled as a battery pack. So it's USB-C charged, and then there's USB input or output for using it as a power bank. And then while it's being used, you could still turn that on and off and all that good stuff. So that just sits on the end there. And it mounts right up here. All right, and as you can see, I did attach magnets up here. Just got these from Home Depot, and they're strong enough to hold it on there, and when I close it, it stays on there, and that way you can take it off, use it for whatever else you need. It's an awesome light. Go check them out. Kick-Ass Off-Road. So next, I also use magnets for my GSI outdoors knife. This is on here with just one of these square magnets. I just used double stick tape because I didn't want to have to drill through and do all that nonsense, and it works great. I haven't had the knife fall off yet. This was an idea from my brother-in-law, so shout out to him, thank you. I did have to cut out the backside of the knife, as you can see, so it had more magnetic capabilities onto the magnet. Through the plastic, it wasn't strong enough to attach, but if you get it just right, it pops right back in. So right off, you can utilize it there. There you go. And then right back on. And it clicks in really nice. So next, down here, I have some 511 pouches. I got these labels off Amazon, so it lists pretty much everything that's in there. So I got cutting boards, another smaller knife, a koozie, and some plastic cookware. So let's open this up. I also threw an extra towel in here. I have some coffee filters, but the main stuff I have in here is right here. So plastic cookware. Got the handle for the rest of the GSI pots and pans. I also throw these in here just to keep it dry, just in case. And you got two cutting boards, this koozie, and a knife. You're probably wondering, what the heck kind of koozie is this? Well, if you haven't seen yet, this new, I don't know if you remember, for all you 90s kids, remember slap bracelets? Yeah. They've come back as koozies. It's pretty awesome. Sits flat. Don't have to worry about it. Sits right in there. I don't have Gibson Performance exhaust, but I think I picked this up at one of the off-road shows. So everything fits right back in here quite nicely. And again, these are, you can wipe these off and change these labels whenever you want. So that's why I like those. Alright, and now for next bag. So this one has utensils, washing supplies, rags, and hooks. So the hooks we'll get into a little bit more later, but for now, this is what I have in here. There's a couple of pouches. So I got Sea to Summit's hand soap. This stuff's pretty awesome. It's just a dry sheet. No, it's not a mint. So I don't know if y'all remember those Listerine mints. Yeah, don't eat this. It's soap. The thing I like about the Sea to Summit stuff is this is all biodegradable and environmentally friendly, and it works too. So that just stays right in there, which is nice. It's nice and compact. Then I got my spoons, forks, and knives. This is all GSI. There's a whole kit that I got at Costco. I had a kit before, but this one had more stuff that I needed and was able to utilize. Got a rag, got salt and pepper shaker that does have seasonings in it. So I think this is a garlic, this is pepper, yeah, garlic, salt, pepper. We got some other seasonings right here. I should probably label them because I don't really remember what they are. Different top pieces for when you take that off. So this thing's pretty cool. It's always good to have seasonings with you. Another thing that I'm going to put in here are condiment packets. The ones you get from restaurants. I have a buddy, Larry. He keeps condiment packets, all sorts of different ones. So whenever he goes to fast food or dines out, whatever, he just grabs a couple extra condiment packets and keeps them in here. Hot sauces, ketchup, mustard, stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Right here I have dishwashing soap. So it's a multi-purpose outdoor wash, but I use it mainly for dishwashing, and it's really good. Again, Sea to Summit, biodegradable, great stuff. This is the scrubber that I use with this set. So it's just a little like Brillo type pad. and that helps get everything nice and clean. So that is that. So, and up here I have from my other sponsor, which is Sandy Cats, their trail wash system. They were nice enough to send me out their trail wash and add it to this system so I can have actual battery powered running water. So I have a holder for the battery case. Here's the battery, and then the charger. And if I need it, if we do leave, say we go to the beach or something and I don't need the kitchen, I just need the trail wash, I can just take it out. Just take it out, take it with me, and we'll be good to go. All right, on to the inside of the camp kitchen. All right, guys, right here, this is the this is going to be the storage area for the camp kitchen. It did warp a little bit. I did explain this in one of my last videos. I tried cooking on here, and it did not work out. It got a little too hot, warped it, so I just got to get a new piece of this this plastic for to replace this one. So all I did was attach a little hook. Got this from Home Depot. It's just a Husky brand tie down hook, and just riveted it on there. So now I have somewhere to grab and open up, and it sits right in to this spot back here. The frame in here is made from wood. I wanted to keep this as cheap and as cost efficient as possible, and I sprayed on this waterproof patch and seal from Gorilla Glue. Just got this at Home Depot, built up the frame, sprayed it all down, let it sit. It smelled pretty funky for a while, but the smell has gone away. This stuff is very strong, but it works. It's worked great so far. So with that said, we got our pots and pans set. So like I said, this is a GSI set. The pots and pans lid is supposed to fit over the top like this. So that goes down in here. And then, as you can see, it sits too high, and that's why I decided to put it up here. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. I also had my GSI Outdoors pour over right behind all that. So let's see. So that fits there nice and snug because of the ring on the rubber ring on the lid, or the silicone ring on the lid. It sits there nice and snug and tight, and I've already taken this thing out and have had no problems with it coming apart. So like I said, I have the pots and pans set from GSI. This is, I believe, their Bugaboo set. The handle locks in right here. It's got the cups and bowls. So they have the cover that goes on them, so if you're drinking hot liquids, you can still drink out of them. And then it has the little sip area, so if you have coffee or whatever, or hot chocolate for the kids, they can still hold on to that. And then this pot comes out, and we have plates. And then this comes out, and that can act as another wash basin. Alright, so I also carry my jet boil with me. This is really nice for if I want to do a quick pot of water. Instead of pulling out the entire stove, I can utilize this one. I have another thing of fuel that I always carry with me, but I just keep this kit always in here. So if I want to do maybe a quick bowl of soup or mac and cheese or whatever, I can do it in this instead of utilizing my giant stove. So next, we have my other GSI kit that I keep down in here. This is going to have more of the extra utensils that I normally don't use. For instance, the metal utensils. This is a big serving spoon. It also acts as a ladle. Obviously tongs and a metal spatula. So if I'm using my cast iron griddle, I have metal utensils to use on there instead of the plastic where it could possibly melt. In here we have extra spoons and knives, straws, and then a cheese grater that came in that GSI kit. And then another cool thing that I've used before, a collapsible whisk, which I think is pretty cool. And And also, you know, the wife and kids, they sometimes like straws, so I have some metal straws in there, a metal straw cleaner. So that is it for in here. I do keep, which I don't have in here right now, a Yeti mug, and then also another spare mug just in case. But other than that, everything fits in here nicely. See if I can get this thing put back on here. Hook that on. This goes in first, and this guy, and then the lid. And there you go. That all sits in there nicely, just like that. So let's move on to the sink here. So here's the sink here. I got a collapsible bowl as a sink that I got from Amazon. The sink faucet is what they call a boat faucet, boat style faucet. So it collapses down into the sink. It just has on and off. There's no hot or cold, but that works perfectly well. I also got a shallow drain to drain the water out of the back, all the dirty water, and it came with a plug, so that's nice. I can fill it up with some hot water and do all my dishwashing, so I don't waste water as I go along. So from there, we'll go to the side connection here, and I'll show you guys what the side connection looks like. So right now I have a plug in it just to keep, you know, bugs and critters and all those sorts of things out. The inlet for the water here was just a design mess up. This is from the first rendition, and so I ended up plugging it up with a washer. And then on the back here, you can see the outlet, the drain for all the water to go down into a separate container down in here. So right here I have the Sandy Cat's trail wash system set up, and it's all electric. So let's put it on, let's get it all hooked up and go from there and let you guys see what it's all about. So when you buy the trail wash system, depending on what kit you get, you'll either get just, you know, one hose or the other, or if you buy the whole kit, you can get the shower set up. And this is a nice suction shower head holder. I have a shower tent, so if we want to take nice hot showers, we can. All you just gotta do is boil some water, put it in here, and you got yourself a hot shower. Or if it's summertime and you want a nice cold shower, you can do that as well. Also, it comes with this slinky hose, which normally has a spray on it, but I have it in the bag because I just attach this directly to here to the camp kitchen. So it just plugs in right there. Make sure it's connected. Then attach that there. Get our battery pack. Plug that in and turn it on. And there we go. Now you have running water at camp, and it's draining out here in the back. See? So all that dirty water is just going right into the back. And there you go. It's got pretty decent pressure. And you just shut it right off. And there you go. Or say if you're washing dishes and you don't want to waste a bunch of water, that was just a quick hand wash or something, you can plug it up, turn it back on. Now you can fill up your sink. And wash some dishes. Alright guys, well that's it. You know, this has been something that I've been wanting to do for quite some time. Build a camp kitchen, make something that's easier to utilize at camp. I mean, I could literally have this thing stored in by the tailgate, pull it right out, say on the trail, or right at camp, say we're getting into camp late, and get dinner started right away. It's quick, it's easy. So say if I just need to wash my hands, or the kids are getting muddy and they need to get rinsed off or whatever, I got all that at hand. Also the trail wash system, I have all that on hand. Also the trail wash system is amazing for using at the beach, rinsing stuff off real quick. You don't need the kitchen. Like I said, I have a sprayer you can use. I utilized it at the beach already. I rinsed the kids off. I put them in the little shower tent that I have. Boiled a couple pots of hot water because it was pretty chilly that night. Boiled up the water, gave them a nice hot shower, got all the sand off, the salt off, and let them freshen up before jumping in the tent for bedtime. Yeah, if you guys have any questions about the build, if you guys are interested in one, hit me up. Please, if you like this content, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, check out my Instagram channel. It's wood_and_flame on Instagram. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.